Let's see how this works. It's going to shake a little bit. Not touch the desk so it doesn't move on you. So, yeah. Okay. Let's see. I don't know how well it's transmitting, so we'll see what this does. Christine posts a pretty interesting situation with a question about being an adult, essentially. She's moving into an apartment, and she mentions... Ooh, someone showed up. Is this coming through? Hi, Connie. Is it coming through? Let me know if it's glitchy or if you can hear me, what it sounds like. So, let's see. Yeah, Christine is talking about... Okay, it sounds like it's working well. Okay. Yeah, strings attached and I'm feeling a lot of shame. I feel infantilized by the nature of needing this help. Okay. That's the first thing I want to target there. That response of feeling infantilized or feeling shame is actually conditioned. It's a reaction you learned when you asked for help as a child. Bar none. When you needed something, you were shamed for it. And that taught you to associate your needs with shame. It also, because of the nature of codependency and other factors, how you were raised, religious influence, things like that, you were kept an infant. In your mind, you were kept powerless and helpless so that people could keep you dependent on them. The way this works, it's a little backwards when we think about it, but somehow I'm powerful enough and capable enough of meeting your needs, but you tell me I can't meet mine. And this interchange of helplessness begins because we're trying to get our needs by satisfying them. What that means is, okay, I'm going to please you. I'm going to give you what you're asking for in hopes that you'll return it to me. That I'll get this reciprocation. And that fails over and over and over and over. That failure in reciprocation teaches us to feel helpless, to feel small, to feel incapable and powerless. Well, ironically, we're doing a really good job about meeting their needs. We're really effective about fulfilling what they want. So we're actually quite powerful and capable. It's just that we expected the wrong result, basically. We were looking to... The equation says, if I please this other person successfully, I'm strong. Well, you failed a lot in that, and so that equation says, well, then I'm weak, right? So this sense of being infantilized and needing help is a combination of powerlessness and being shamed for having needs, for having the desire to be taken care of, to be cared for. And now you're this big, strong adult, right? And we have these notions about what it is to be an adult. And the adult says, hey, adults take care of themselves. They're independent. They're capable. They don't need anybody else. And to be crass, that's bullshit. We're a communal species. We need each other. We're tribal. So we can't do it on our own and to be happy. We need the support of others. And sometimes when we're moving into dangerous things, new things, bigger worlds, bigger, different responsibilities like you're undertaking right now, you're going to be challenged there. And you need support in that. You need someone to have your back in that. Because as a child, I'm going to tear up here. We're often neglected in the big challenges of our life. Like when we step out into something that's really scary for us, like for instance graduating high school or going to a new grade or going on your first date, nobody's there. Nobody's there. Nobody's responding. Nobody's encouraging. They're like, oh, have fun. But they don't follow up. They don't show interest in it. They're not engaged with it. They're not proactive with it. That's neglect. And so when we get into these bigger things in life, like renting an apartment, starting a business, getting a job, doing something we wanted to do that we've never done before. We're going to feel small. We're going to feel unsupported. We're going to feel scared. So the opportunity you're giving yourself right now, Christine, to connect with someone else and allow them to support you is actually the adult thing to do. You're reaching out. You're looking for people to have your back, and you're allowing them to show up that way. That's nothing to be ashamed about. That's actually taking care of you. That's stepping up for you. That's advocacy for you. So you're actually doing a really good job. And that anxiety, that fear of failure, that's okay to have. It's not wrong. It's not bad. And it's not a signal of anything happening that is abnormal per se. It's something you deserve to experience because it grows you. See, courage and confidence are products of facing fear and consuming it. What I mean by consuming is we take it and we own it. It's like, this is my fear. This is the situation. I'm just going to become bigger and just eat it up. I'm going to run towards it. See, there's a trick with fear here. When we run away from fear, it gets bigger because it's all up here, right? Fear is imagined. So I'll put a premise out here. Fear and danger are not the same thing. Danger is a situational experience, something that's happening out here in the world, and it's happening right now. So as you can see, there's no danger in my office right now. It's just here. Okay, so there's no danger in the present moment. Now my brain's like, but what if, Marshall? What if there's a fire? What if some dude wants to come over and slash everybody to death or something? Now, my brain's really extreme that way. Notice that it says, what if? That's a key indicator that you've got a fear and that you're imagining the future. What ifs aren't real. They're literally just thoughts. They're not facts. They're not the truth. They're just a thought. Now, if we can observe them that way, our fear takes a back seat. We suddenly start going, oh yeah, I've got a fear, but it's irrelevant. It's not useful. See, because if it's not real, what use is it? Right? So that's the intellectual relationship with working with fear. Reducing its impact or its intensity or magnitude requires closure. So we can apply the closure technique to that. We can apply some of the Sedona method or even EFT to it. But fundamentally, facing our fears and consuming them makes us strong. We run towards the fear. Because if we're running towards something, we get to determine the destination. If we're running away from something, it's like driving the car with the rear view mirror. You don't know where you're going. You just know where you don't want to be, which means you're going to end up somewhere where you don't want to be. So get out there, kick ass, embrace and consume this big moment for you about, one, being supported, and two, doing a scary, scary thing. Just consume it. Make it yours. It's your accomplishment. No one else is doing this. You're doing it. And that's something to have a lot of pride in and pride, appreciation, courage, joy, because you're doing that. Okay? So let's see if there's anything else. But yeah, the other thing is the more you do this, the less you're going to feel like you're infantilized. Infantilization, feeling like a child, is a direct effect from being, from experiencing childhood emotional neglect and codependency. So it's actually not your fault that you feel that way. You were never given the chance to actually mature and grow emotionally into an adult that way. Now you get that chance because you're not playing the dependency game anymore. You're playing with power. You're playing with courage, and you're playing with direct or deliberate choice and action. So good job. Kick ass. Let's see. Like Cynthia says, one step at a time, one breath at a time, one moment at a time. That is critical. Because again, your fear is going to go, what if? What about next month? What about February? What about 2,000 years from now? What about the rest of my life? None of that exists. And you can't predict the future, so stop trying to. Start forging a future you want by making choices that lead to that future. Now, that's kind of a big concept, and it's kind of like, ooh, cliche. And maybe I'll get into that later down the road and how we can build that out. But for now, it's about praising your choice. Get out there and do it. Consume your fear. And then validate your success. Guys, insecurity is a result of inadequate validation of our effort and our success. We don't praise ourselves enough. You want to knock out insecurity? Start praising you. Praise. Oh, I did the dishes today. Praise it. Oh, I washed the car. Praise it. Ooh, I wrote an email. Praise it. The more you praise what you do and what you accomplish, the easier it is going to be for you to actually accomplish things. Because it takes the anxiety out of the equation. The what ifs start getting smaller. It's just like, I'm here. I'm alive. I'm doing this. It's how I ran my life. I mean, you want to scare the shit out of yourself. And I swear, guys, so, that might not be your thing, but it is something I do, so, yeah. I run a business. And you see I've got a green screen behind me right now. That's how I film my video here in my office. I pay all my bills through business. I don't have a steady paycheck coming in. Yeah, that can be scary. But the beauty of it is that as I've praised my success, I've praised my effort by learning how to market, learning how to sell, not just being a great, I kind of gloat a little. I do feel like I'm a great coach, mostly because people actually get results, not because it's like, hey, look at me, I'm great. It's more like, hey, look, she got results, he got results, that kind of thing. But I only got here because I praised myself, because I appreciated my effort. So, praise yours. You're doing it. Get out there. Praise, 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 praise. That's going to make it a lot easier to do bigger things. It's going to build up that confidence. And it's going to remove that overwhelming sense of anxiety. Okay, guys? So, I guess we'll start doing the Q&As like this today, rather than, 2 weeks from now. You guys have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Feel free to post more questions. I might just get back on. It's a lot easier to talk than type today, thanks to the joy of kidney stones. It's actually easier for me to talk, because then I'm not sitting here typing, thinking about, that stabby pain. Okay, guys, you have fun, kick butt, we'll see you online. Bye-bye.